I want to share the top 5 powerful business lessons that I learned from my life coach that transformed my life. When I say transform my life, I mean getting into the best shape of my life despite having an autoimmune and losing 100 pounds. Rising through the ranks in my LAPD career, becoming a better father and husband in the process, and also creating a 6-figure coaching business that allowed me to retire from my police career early. Now, before you get the thoughts like I did, which is like, I don't need a life coach, you need to listen to these 5 powerful takeaways. And be sure and listen to the end because any one of these could keep you stuck if you don't lean in. Number 1 is your outward success is a reflection of your inner growth. Now, this lesson was very painful for me because I was constantly looking on the outside instead of focusing on what really mattered. I was looking for all the tips, all the tricks, all the strategies to make it so that I could hit my goal quicker, but I wasn't focusing on the most important thing of all. The way that my mentor, Josh Coates, describes this is it's kind of like planting a seed. When you plant the seed, all the growth and transformation begins underground. You can't see anything on the outside. It's kind of like when we start a business, when we start getting healthy, or we start turning around our relationships. There's no immediate return on investment. We have to allow the insides or underground to grow first before the outside quickly starts to catch up. Because of this, I was constantly planting new seeds, and then before I had any opportunity of seeing success, I would uproot them, move them to another area, and plant the same ones again. It literally kept me spinning and spinning. That's why your outward success is always a reflection of your inner growth, which means if you're not having success in your business, in your health, in your relationships, it starts with you and your inner transformation. Now, shaming or guilting yourself because of this is not helpful at all. Instead, I want you to think about what is the internal transformation I need to have that would naturally get these results on the outside. Number 2 is your limiting beliefs are constantly looking for a story to justify your fears and excuses. Now, if you've been following this channel for any period of time, you know I talk a lot about stories, thoughts, and beliefs. Because if you really do have a belief that you don't have enough time, you will actually go out and find evidence that that is true. What's crazy though is when we argue for our limitations, we actually get to keep them. So helping me understand that the words that were coming out of my mouth and the thoughts that I was thinking in my brain were actually keeping me stuck gave me the opportunity to change those if I just chose to lean in. Now, before we move on to the next one, I want you to think about a powerful lesson that you've been taught by a mentor of yours. Share that in the comments below, but also don't forget to reach out and thank them. And if you're liking this video so far, definitely hit the thumbs up. Number 3 is it's arrogant and ignorant to believe that somebody can do the same exact thing as you and experience the same results. You see, back when I was mentoring, I was just giving people all the steps that I took to get to where I am. But like the last lesson, I didn't realize that there's other things that are holding people back based off of their past. And if all I'm doing is giving people the steps that allowed me to get to where I am, then I'm limiting their true potential because they have different strengths, weaknesses, and pasts than me. Thinking that there's one right, best only way won't only hinder the people you're trying to help, but will absolutely hinder you. Number 4 is we motivate the masses with no strings attached. As a leader, I must be unmoved by the opinions of others. That means I'm gonna be the light, especially during the times of darkness. But if people don't respond or react in a way that I want them to respond or react, it doesn't mean anything about me, and it means everything about them. Can you imagine what the world would look like if the incredible leaders, people like MLK, Mahatma Gandhi, Mother Teresa, what would the world look like if they had taken the opinions and advice of others, especially from the haters? Well, the world would definitely not look like the way it does right now. And I believe your mission is just as important. So remind yourself, you motivate the masses, but with no strings attached. Number 5, the best version of you can figure it out. Now, this is one of the most powerful thoughts I've ever leaned into because on that day, if I'm not the best version of me, I'm not having a good day, my autoimmune is throwing me for a loop, or I can't get control of my thoughts or my feelings, or I'm rushing to anger or frustration, I know that the best version of me will figure this out, even if that's not me today. And so sometimes I call it a day because you know what? Tomorrow, the best version of me is going to be here. And when tomorrow gets here, I lean into that. And I can't tell you how many problems I've been able to solve because I waited for the best version of me to show up. So you might get to this point and have picked one of those powerful quotes, but you also might be wondering what a life coach actually does. Because the truth is, a life coach can 100% do what Josh did to me to anyone they really want to impact in the world. Don't worry, I got you covered. I'll leave this next video for you right here, which will break down what a life coach actually does. Thanks for watching and keep leading from the front.